Uh, what's up, guys? How's the Sunday coming along? It's time for another one of these. So, we're all going to be in lockdown for a bit longer. At least everyone in Maharashtra is. Of course, Brad Hodge is on today, so it'll be fun. He's great fun, Hodgie. Hello, Malar, Ritika. Yeah, it's great Instagram, right? I think all the people that I've been engaging with on Twitter, I've rarely ever met in my personal life, and everyone that I've met in my personal life is on Instagram and never sees Twitter. So this is like a nice balance. Good afternoon to Switesh. Nice to see you back, sir. And it's nice to see a lot of you that seem to continuously want to watch these. So I really thank you for watching these on a regular basis. I guess you've got nothing else to do, so good you're watching. But still, I mean, you can also not watch this and watch something else or whatever. Or you can watch it later. But you watch the live, so that's nice. Rahul Dendukuri wants to know, is Stuart McGill going to come on the show? So, I don't know if you've heard of my experience with Stu McGill. I have shared it on a podcast once. That's just about it. But it's very unlikely. We haven't been in touch since we worked together in 2014. So, well, maybe not. Vaibhav is with that typical, Bhai Dravid. Yeah, I know Dravid, but give it time, man. All good things must happen in like small doses. Harshali saying Sean's joined. Is Sean watching? Well, Teddy, if you're watching, what's up, mate? I hope you're live. I hope you're all right. Hodgie actually, in spite of being on Instagram, also doesn't know how to work InstaLives. So this is going to be fun. Anyway, I hope Winter is doing well, Teddy. Ravdeep, Friday and Sunday, ideal days for InstaLives. I'm getting that feeling too. Maybe I'll just stick to those days. But I've got one more lined up on Tuesday. Then I might take a break for a week or so. So even I'm getting a bit, I'm feeling bad for you guys that you have to keep seeing me. You keep seeing the cricketer, but it shouldn't get monotonous. Virat by any chance? No. Let's stick to the former cricketers. They're more fun. They're nice. They speak freely. Jeff Thompson or Dennis Lilly, says Shivansh. Wow. Well, I got their captain, so I should be able to get Lilly and Thomo if the situation ever demands it. Sai, please arrange with Dravid again. Yeah, it'll come. So Dravid's going to be on Cricinfo for something that we're doing. So this is a small sort of promo for that. So Rahul is going to be on ESPN Cricinfo with a nice longish interview soon. So there. I need a haircut. No, I don't need a haircut. Any chance I can get Jeff Boycott? Well, I've worked with Boyks, albeit just for an audio thing we did for Cricinfo. But no, I'm not sure about Jeff Boycott either. He's not one of my buddies, you could say, who listen to me and actually do all this. Like Brad Hodges. And he's here, so let's get him. Hodgie, this is going to be a challenge, but I think we can get this right between us. Our collective wisdom should manage this. Okay. You a request, which you need to join. Once you do, we should be good to go. You've figured it out.
Yes, Raunak. Look at that, eh? Technology at its best.
You've been on Instagram for a while. You've got over 11,000 followers and you've never done an InstaLive.
Never, ever. But now that I've seen it and now that you've shown me that, you can teach an old dog new tricks, this might be something I might actually do more often. I've seen Finchy do it and a few other Australians that, getting in contact with their Indian Premier League fans, of course. So this might be something.
That's a nice way to put it, Hodgie. That's a very nice way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shaman is here. Go on, Hodgie. Go on. You were saying?
No, I'm excited. I was nervous. Yeah. I was explaining to my wife that I have no idea what I'm about to embark on. And look, I'm glad that it's actually so far been a success. I've set it up nicely and we're good to go.
You're brilliant, man. You've got your own Instagram account, which already puts you miles ahead of some of the other guys that I've had to get. So you're not as much of an old dog as you think, Hodgie. Everyone says hello to Brad Hodge that we're watching. Shamal is watching us. Shamal says two legends. You remember Shamal? Who doesn't? You can't forget Shamal.
Of course. No way. No, we've got very fond memories, good friendships and all sorts. I can't believe he's tuned in, to be honest. Brilliant.
Yeah, well, that's what happens, right? Everyone's so deprived of content you and me make for primetime viewership. Could you imagine, Hodgie?
I actually got a few messages from, a few past coaches and friends over in India on last week when we did the show on ESPN Cricinfo. So, it's a different format, but it's amazing how many people we can touch at this time.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty cool. For those of you who watched that episode, it was open mic when Hodge and me did something for Cricket Info Live on Facebook and YouTube. The highlight for me, Hodge, was we actually got that young leg spinner from RCB watch it and ask a question. Prayas Ray Burman played one game. Could you imagine an IPL leg spinner? And that's the harshest part of the IPL, isn't it? He played one game. He may never be picked again on the basis of that game. I hope he does get a good auction sometime in the future. And now here he is asking you and me how we can work on his leg spin.
It's amazing how just critical points in one's life can make an impact. And I watched that game. I watched it closely. I mean, I watch every game. Let's be honest. I'm a cricket, and I remember thinking, just running into Davey was just finding some red hot form. Johnny Bairstow was on fire as well, and you were hoping that was one of those Hyderabad wickets which turns.
Yep.
Wrong answer. All it did was turn straight off Davey Warner, Johnny Bairstow's bat into the grandstand. But the kid looks like he's got some tricks. So hopefully, you find your way back. Hopefully you don't get one of those crosses. It's a one-hit wonder, and hopefully he bounces back and gets a chance.
Well, that's nice of you to say. If you ever find yourself on an auction table, I'll be very keen to see what you do when his name comes up. So careful, because it's not far. At some point, someone's going to hire you again, Brad Hodge. Mark my words. Terry's watching. Sean's saying, this better be good, Hodge. He's putting a bit of pressure on you.
Well, he was first on this. I've done the homework, and I'm a little bit. I'm down the pecking order, I must say, Raunak. I'm a little bit upset about that. So I sort of feel like I'm just the last scraps on the table of the food.
No. Let me clarify how the pecking order is decided. It's a merit-based system, Hodge. It works on who I've worked with first, right? Which is why it just so happens that I started with Rahul Dravid, and I started my work with Rahul Dravid. So I got you know what a tough debut can be like. World of expectation on you. You know better than anybody. So that's how it went. So there are still plenty of people that haven't featured. Would you like me to name some of them to tell you where you stand? You'll feel good about yourself then.
I need some pumping up.
Okay, fine. All right, fine. So Murli Karthik is still left.
Still there?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that show. We'll hear long and hard about how Murli took 5 for against the Aussies. That'll take up your whole show. It'd be brilliant.
Yeah. Karthik loves telling that story actually, again and again and again. Ian O'Brien's on Tuesday, but that's just to tease you. We're still left with Stephen Fleming, Mahela Jayawardene, Graham Swan. You're in a good space, mate. You're in a very nice space. Yeah? And I reserve Sundays for the big guns. I roll the big guns out on Sunday.
I was thinking that. Yeah, I was hoping that would be the case. But yeah, when you look back and think about what a wonderful bunch of people in your broadcasting life so far you've had to work with. I mean, who better to start with than Rahul Dravid and some legends like that, and then push forward. I mean, I said it the other day. One of my best experience in all 25 years of cricket was at Rajasthan Royals with Rahul Dravid as coach, mentor, captain, whatever you want to call it. He was our leader, of course. But, learn a lot. Definitely learn a hell of a lot, and just enjoyed his company. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. In fact, there's a question on Rahul from the questions that did come in for you when I put this up in the build-up. I'll come to that in a bit. But before that, something that you did mention is something I want to tell everyone. I've worked with many people, and I've only worked the one tournament with Brad Hodge. It was good enough, though. In person, we did work on the India tour to Australia, the one that we hammered you guys. Then there was,
okay.
Yeah, sure. Sorry about that. Then there was the World Cup and whatnot, and we worked plenty over Link over the last year or so. But I don't think anyone watches as much cricket as Brad Hodge does. Now you've got to put that in. I'm not just saying that for you, but you actually watch everything, don't you?
Yeah, I'm a student of the game. There's no doubt. I certainly I love watching. I'm fascinated by the strategic management of IPL actually, and T20 leagues. I love the way how coaches, playing groups, management all try and put together these superstar teams, and then I actually like following how that success goes. I certainly follow individuals in organisations as well. Just fascinated by some of the skill sets that these cricketers have these days. But there's not a day that goes by where the first page, in the morning is probably the Age newspaper or the Herald Sun just to check what's going on in the world issues, but then straight to ESPN Quick Info, bang, to see what's happening around the world. And I follow it pretty closely. Student of the game, lover of cricket, there's no doubt.
Brilliant. Ravdeep says, after Teddy and Hussey, we now have Hodge, and this is probably the end of the good Aussies brigade. Yeah, that's pretty true, isn't it? There's just 3 good Aussies in the world, and I'm done with all of them now.
Well, I'm glad you're saying 3. I thought it finished up the first 2, to be honest.
To be fair, though, I must give Ian Chappell the credit that he deserves. He was the first Aussie that I had on this. I think he was just the first Aussie generally, in the history of Australia. So there's Ian Chappell. So he was on. Jimmy Faulkner is going to be on sometime soon. So I don't know where you'd put him on the good Aussie list, but
who's that one?
Jimmy Faulkner is going to be on soon as well. So he's after you as well, by the way.
We love Jimmy. He's he's as silly as a spoon, but he's a good man, good fun to hang around with. I played a lot of cricket with Jimmy, and he's a good friend, I must admit. We've spent some quality fun time together. So, look, there's a lot of good Aussies. You just have to kick the bad ones to the curb. There's a few of them as well. But all in all, we're a pretty good bunch of people.
Sweetesh says, please ask Hodge to explain the rivalry between West Indies and Australia. Stephen Waugh versus Ambrose, Cummins v. Gale, and Hodge v. Sammy, including the baby celebration. There's a lot of that, actually, that's come to ask you to comment on the celebration.
Yeah, it was interesting, that one. It was just sort of a spur of the moment thing, actually. I remember that was it Eliminator? Was that what it's called? And it was at Delhi, and it was a pretty sluggish old wicket, I must admit. Yeah. And
you guys were chasing 130 or 135? That kind of game.
40, and they played 3 spinners, and they had Rajasthan in a pile of trouble. I think we were about 5 for 50, 5 for 50,
that's right.
maybe. And I just sort of managed to get my hands free off Amit Mishra, tossed a couple up. I think he was searching for 1 or 2 wickets, and I managed to bang him into the stand, which was fun. And, when you hit a 6 at the Ferocia Kotler, you feel like Andre Russell because it cannons into the ground and it bounces back into the, it's probably about a 55-metre hit, I'll be honest, but it feels massive and you feel good about yourself. And then got a couple away as well off Kant Sharma the next over. So we got some momentum, and all through that tournament, Australians are pretty good at picking up on people that carry on like complete fools. And throughout this tournament, Darren Sammy was running around with that silly babies thing that he had in his mouth every time he made some runs or took a wicket. So, if we're in a test match, there's rightfully so that the Australians would sledge you pretty hard in that. But cut a long story short, Darren, Sammy and I are good friends, and it just sort of happened that he had to bowl the last over. So here he was running around most of the tournament, carrying on like a fool, and it was on the line. It was either him or me. Anyway, lucky enough, I hit him for 1-6, and then he bowled this thing which couldn't have been any more in the slot.
That's like the standard Darren Sammy ball, isn't it?
It was a slot ball, and I managed to hit it, I think, from Delhi to maybe indoor. I reckon I hit it that far. It was an absolute beauty. And it was just one of them things where it just sort of I got family of my own, so I was supporting my family, so that's what it was all about. But all in all, that's the sort of theatre we love in sport anyway. I mean, it's good antics, and it's good for supporters.
Yeah, and Rahul was captain in that game, wasn't he? It was that year, wasn't he, captain?
Yeah, he was.
Did he see the funny side to it though? You can never imagine Rahul Dravid have a cheeky celebration. Did he see the funny side to it when you walked in? I mean, I was been thrilled that you won the game for them, knockout game.
Not sure it was ever mentioned actually. So I don't think it brought up. It's probably something that Rahul would do.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, I don't think Rahul could hit a 6 anyway. So.
Hodge, you do not want to get on the wrong end of another Indian public outrage Twitter barrage. You'll have to end up apologizing again, and then our Ashwin will jump onto that.
Oh, this is a bit of fun. I think
course.
Rahul would enjoy that, but no,
if I remember, he actually batted pretty well in. Was it that game? No, was it the one against Deccan Chargers before that?
No, he hit the ball unbelievably well.
Yeah.
He actually did a really good job for Rajasthan in the sense that I mean, he talks about everyone playing their role. My role shifted from top of the order down to the bottom. So he created a great platform along with Rahane and these guys that allowed us to play with more freedom and more energy of which we had normally done in the past. So we had a great game plan at Jaipur. We had a fantastic record. We had a good bowling unit with James Faulkner. Kevin Cooper was pretty good as well, but some local Indians were also pretty good. And it just sort of worked nicely that we sort of, we weren't a 200 side with a bat, but we could sort of make 170s, and that was always going to be competitive enough for us, I think, on that ground. So that was the game plan. It worked pretty well. And, Rahul knew that, if he could build a platform and get us to around 130, 140, and then the likes of myself and Faulkner finish it off at the back end. Stuart Binney also played a big part. And push it at 170, 175. That was always going to be enough for us. We were always comfortable with that level.
There's one question that came a little earlier on what jerseys does Hodge have in the background? So what have you got? I can see Shane Warne. I know you got Gilly.
They're pretty special. I mean, that one there is Adam Gilchrist. That's the one that he actually wore when he got the 150 against Sri Lanka. So me and Gilly had a pretty special bond on that journey during that World Cup. So that was really cool. Below that, I'm not sure if you can see it. And that's Captain Ricky Pontings. That side is Shane Warne's. And then we've sort of got an Australian one signed by many players up there. And this one's pretty cool, actually, if you can see this. That's the World 11. That played against Australia. You can see the names there: Graham Smith, Shoaib Akhtar, Mark Boucher, Rahul Dravid, of course, Andrew Flintoff, Harmazan, Imzaman, Jack Callis, Brian Lara, Murali Duran, Sean Pollock, Seawag, and Vittori. So they're pretty special pieces of memorabilia. I'm not one that actually keeps a lot of memorabilia, but my wife thought that it's a bit of history. It's important.
It's nice.
To show. I really didn't want to show it, but. I mean, who doesn't want to show Gilchrist, Ponting, and Warne? They're three legends who I've enjoyed playing with, and they're a special part of my history.
Did you get them dry clean before you put them up?
No, I actually wore them to bed. I love the three of them that much,
All right, brilliant. Let's take some more questions that came Brad Hodge's way. This is nice as we think back of Brad Hodge, the cricketer. Anirudh sent me this. Would Hodge have been a Rohit Sharma or a Virat Kohli-esque cricketer had he not been an Aussie? I'd go that way, mate. I'd go that way.
Oh, look, I mean, I just envy those two players. I'm watching closely the ESPN battle-off between Rohit Sharma and Andre Russell for the best T20 player. I've been following that all the way along and just seeing how it's going to navigate towards. And look, I'm not surprised it's come to those two legends, but. Look, I don't think I'm as graceful as Rohit Sharma or was as graceful as him. He's one of the most elegant cricket players that I've ever seen that packs a punch as well. Geez, when he hits a cricket ball, he absolutely nails it. So I think he's a special player. He's up there with, the Pontings that I played with and then those sort of players. And Virat, what a run machine. I'd love to have opportunity. I would have loved to have more opportunity to play Test match cricket. There's no doubt, and I think I probably could have had a good impact. But look, that's not to be. But got to admire. I love the little secret battles between super players like Virat, Steve Smith, Kane Williamson, and all the AB de Villiers, all the legends that secretly know they're super good at what they do, and just keep turning out runs. I think it's pretty special. But no, I guess if I had to pin myself up against someone that I thought would be of a similar talent, Yeah, I'm not sure.
Kohli's okay. Kohli's fine.
Yeah, I mean, what's the average? 59?
Well, so that puts him in your league. You average about 15 Test cricket, so that'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, anything above 50, you've done well, I suppose. Don't matter how many Test matches you've played. So, he's going to be good. I'm looking forward to that contest this year. I'm devastated there's probably not going to be any crowd. As a cricket lover, you just want to watch the best. And Australia and India at the moment are the best by a mile. So, it's going to be interesting watching. I don't think it'll stop the series from being unbelievably good. Just with there's so much talent there. It's just going to be fun to watch.
Yeah. Let's hope we get a series. I think it all seems like it'll work out with the emphasis that both boards are giving that series. So let's hope it does work out. This one's from Chirag Damania. And of course, we know Hodge's been such a T20 star all over the world, but this is good. It says, Hodge's represented Adelaide Strikers, Auckland, Barisal Burners, Durham, Guyana Amazon Warriors, Kochi Tuskers, Kerala, KKR, Lancashire, Leicestershire, Melbourne Renegades, Northern Districts, Peshawar Zalmi, Rajasthan Royals, St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots, Victoria and Wellington. Did he feel he missed out on any leagues?
It's quite interesting, isn't it? I've got a few of the helmets up here, to be honest.
It's a proper museum you got them in.
The old days, there you go. One of the first ever Calcutta Knight Riders helmet, which is pretty cool.
Yep. This is when they weren't winning.
Yeah. The Pakistan Super League. Yeah, all sorts. Is there any league that I missed out on?
No, I think you covered them all.
South Africa I never played, actually, because of the timeline of Australia. So that's one league. Didn't play Canadian Premier League. Probably passed my best by then. I was done then. Pretty much. I saw a bit of the Mzansi League, the South African League. I reckon you could still play next year and get a few, mate. Possibly, yes, possibly. I still feel if you gave me 2 months to train, I might be able to make an impact, but I think it'll be short-lived.
I've got the more important question though. For all those leagues that you played, did you get paid in full?
No. It's probably 2 leagues that not paid in full. Bangladesh, I was short of some money, but that's okay. It was one of those events where it was first off. They didn't quite know how it was run or what was going on. So look, I don't hold that against them at all. I'm still owed some money, believe it or not, from the BCCI or the Indian Premier League from Kochi Tuskers.
I was just going to say the Kochi days.
Yeah. And it's a substantial amount of money, and I've no idea whether it's going to come my way or not. I think it should. I think it's a really interesting topical question that needs some answers to its players and staff, because you've paid your dues, you played, you're contracted to do your job, you've done your job, and unfortunately you come up short. Yeah. So it's stuck in the courts. It is a delicate. It's a delicate, no doubt. But a little bit of information or feedback to the players after a decade would be nice to see where it's at.
Yeah, the BCCI is a bit thin on cash, mate. You know how it is, right? So it's not.
Yeah, they're short. Yeah. I mean, I just want to know whether we're going to go out and have a massive party or not, or whether we have to mortgage the house again, or maybe I have to sell Gilly's thing.
I can see why you've kept all of that now. Yeah. Now you're getting to it. But as it turns out, though, I think you should be paid handsomely just to agree to wear that orange and purple jersey that Kochi Tuskers designed that year. When you saw that, you played so many of them. How does that rank as perhaps the worst color combination that you would have worn, or did you like it? Unlike me,
orange and purple, was that it?
Wasn't that it? That was Kochi, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was disgusting. Let's be honest. And I mean, the sweat factor in Kerala, as you know, it was stinking hot, and orange and purple wasn't a color for the boys, I must admit. But look, I loved the team. The team was the team was a great team. Had some super players. I reckon if that team had played again the following year, we actually may have had a real impact and could have run for finals for sure.
All right, brilliant. it's now getting to that time where I come to my rapid fire. Before that, there's one more. This is from Ravdeep, and he says, Hodge, just wondering if the UN is officially declared the 30th of March as World Apology Day. He's taking a dig at you for, you know what.
I know what, yes. Do you know what? Sometimes, Raunak, you just have to take your medicine and understand that you're going into a war and you cannot win and you're outnumbered and have no firepower and there's someone bigger and greater than you. And World Apology Day will always be remembered for a long, long time. But interesting, I've never seen a political side of many things in that issue, but it was interesting, no doubt.
Yeah, as it turns out, though, you worked with Ashwin after that, didn't you? You were all right.
Yeah, and look, I'm an Aussie. I don't really hold a grudge.
Good.
It's for me, it's just water off a duck's back, and we move on. And I love the relationship I have with Ashwin. I'm sort of devastated that he's not continuing on as Kings 11 captain. I must say, I thought he was an excellent captain, excellent leader. And just he's a student of the game as well. I mean, he loves cricket, dissects cricket left, right, and centre. Statistically, he was unbelievably good. And it was when we first met. It wasn't even brought up. It's just the business as usual. So it's pretty funny. It wasn't funny at the time. I must admit, I've had a lot of sleepless nights. I'll be honest. But anyway. Some opinions are not allowed, and that's it, I guess.
Yeah, well, some of them are actually. Vishnu Jerome wants Hodge's take on the hot debate in Australian cricket on Stephen Waugh, especially with Shane Warne's rather open comments. Come on, ask my question. What does Hodge make of Stephen Waugh? Was he truly selfish?
Was he truly selfish? No, I wouldn't have thought so. I think selfish is a pretty nasty tag.
Yeah.
And let me just explain something for all our viewers, is that when you are a professional sports person, there has to be a small level of selfishness attached to your whole life. You are self-centered around achieving the best you can possibly be for yourself and whoever you represent. Now, if that's selfish, then we're all selfish.
Okay.
We all want to achieve the best. Was Steve Waugh a selfish player or selfish human? No, I wouldn't have thought so. But there's definitely interesting points that Shane makes. I'm sure there's both sides of the story. And the other thing is, I've only had the opportunity to play with Shane, not with Steve. And Shane and Steve have had a relationship for 15 years.
Sure.
You're going to have things that go up and down over 15 years, I'm sure.
Fair enough. Enough. Wahab says, Hodge, tell us the story you told us at Hoppers Crossing Cricket Club about your first juniors match. I'm guessing it's a good story.
Oh, it was when, I can't use the narratives that I used on that day about cricket, but it was basically how I got into cricket, I suppose. I played T-ball, which was the smaller version of baseball. You'd chuck a ball on top of a tee. It's just sitting there. I mean, how hard is it? You just walk up and whack it. What a simple game that is. Anyway, and my friend asked me to play cricket. And, there was some person that wasn't available on that Saturday. So he said, can you come and fill in? So I said, yeah, sure. So I went there and filled in and, walked out to the middle. And I didn't quite know what was going on. I'd seen cricket and, I watched it on TV, watched the great DK Lilly run in and dismantle Viv's poles on the last ball of the day and stuff like that. But I'd never actually taken the field. So went up to the captain and sort of said, oh, where do I go? And he said, oh, well, see that fence down there? Go and stand down there. It's a place called Fine Legs. So go down there, and if someone hits it down, you just throw it in. So anyway, 6 balls went past, ran into the middle, and I said, well, where do I go now, mate? I was confused that the umpires were changing. There's people running everywhere. I said, what sort of game's this? And then he goes, well, see that fence down on the other side? Just run down there and stay down there for a while. I'm like, okay. So this happened for 40 overs. I just run from there to there. I'm sure all the fast bowlers watching this know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, that happened, and it was obviously time to have a bat. And I was listed down the order because usually, if you don't know what skills you got, I was number 8. So sitting there waiting to bat and finally get an opportunity to walk out with some oversized pads because I was only a small kid. I reached into the local communal cricket bag that you get in the morning. Oh, huge. The pads are up to my waist. I had a size 4 Greg Chappell scoop. I thought it was amazing, this bat that had a scoop in it. I thought, what's this all about? Half the bat's missing. How am I meant to score some runs with half the bat missing? Anyway, I thought I'll do what everyone else did, and that's sort of show the full face of the bat, block one, and I'll try and hit the next one. Wow. I didn't even get past the first ball, Raunak. I went like that. There was a huge gap between bat and pad. My stumps went cartwheeling back. I walked off, and I thought, what is this stupid game of cricket all about? What am I doing playing this game? Can you tell me? I've stood out in the middle of this over for 40 overs down on a fence. I've walked out, had a bat. I lasted 1 ball, and walked off again. Who would have thought, 40 years down the track, we'd be laughing about where cricket's taken me after that given day? Because I thought the sport was absolutely rubbish.
Yeah.
How wrong I was.
Mark Gelato's watching us. He says, I was in Hodge's T-ball team.
Yes, he was. A good friend of mine who owns 7 Apples in St Kilda, the finest gelato ice cream. And he was. There was 2 guys named Mark, and there was another guy named Andrew Casacelli. Mate, these 2 boys were big boys. They hit the ball that hard, the leather came off the ball. Trust me, they were absolute monsters. Good players too, and good guys.
Brilliant. Before I move to my rapid fire, I'm just going to think back at the time that we actually worked in Mumbai, and work was fun. But what was great was, in spite of what is a fairly unforgiving schedule, we were working you were working every day almost. We did manage to take some time to get out, and you like it. I love how you spend your time outside of the studio, Ajay. It's very chilled. You're a big fan of Soho House Mumbai, weren't you?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I guess one thing that people don't understand is as a travelling cricket player, the amount of time you stare at the mundane plasterboard of a hotel room, it takes its toll, and you're busting to get out. And I like exploring as well, and I like people who have knowledge and can show you a little bit of cool stuff around the city. And yeah, you managed to luckily I got an invitation to go to Soho first and foremost. Luckily the other 5 dudes weren't there before me. So yeah, we got in, and Tatey rolled in, we chilled out, we up the top, we felt special for a while. Yeah, it was I like that place. It's got a good atmosphere. Cool vibe, and I can understand why a cool person like you hangs out there. I understand it for sure.
If you look around, you'd see why I hang out there. But anyway, but my point is, we could have done that again when you came down for the road safety series, and then that's when things really started getting bad. But I must say that it could very well turn out that you played the last decent game of cricket at the Wankhede, and for a long time.
Yes, true.
And you looked in good shape if I look at Shane Lee and some of the others that played in that game.
Well, it's quite funny. It wasn't mango season. The Alfonso mangoes weren't out at the time, but we managed to nickname Shane Lee the Mango because we thought in that canary yellow type outfit that he had on, I think he was in maybe a triple XL shirt. And we thought that he looked like, he actually named himself the Mango. That was pretty cool, actually. But
he was always a big fellow, wasn't he? Even when he played,
yeah.
he was always big. But that was, my goodness.
Yeah, his nickname in Sydney as well is Lunch-a-Lot. So you can understand how Shano's got that way. He's a big player in Sydney. He loves it. So a good man, good friend too.
On the other hand, I saw you post a picture of you doing some pretty big rows the other day. You seem to be working into getting into some shape. What's going on, Hodge? What are you working on?
Yeah, well, apart from these bad boys, Raunak, might make a comeback. I mean, I'm not sure whether internationals will be allowed out in the Big Bash. Who knows? They might have to draft in some legends to spice up the competition. So you never know what's around the corner. But yeah, what I'm doing, you'll know this. We talked long and hard a few years ago, actually, about a motorsport team. I'm actually well on the way to actually making that come true. And tomorrow evening, I'm doing a thing called E-Series Racing. I'm not sure whether you're up with E-Series Racing, but I think Ben Stokes was one who did a Formula One E-Series race not long ago. So there's a lot of
so you're actually going to race?
No, not tomorrow. It's only on the computer. But there will come a time, Raunak. There will come a time where, it will happen. And what we'll do one day is we'll get that car over. There's your Grand Prix track, which doesn't get any use over there in Delhi.
That's right.
So what we'll do is we'll ship the car over before IPL, and we'll belt a few captains around the track, see if we can get them revved up before the IPL. Go 280 kilometers an hour. See how they like it. Be good fun.
Is this always been a passion, or is this developed in your in what's a critical time in a man's life between 40 and 50 when he tries to? I don't know what the right word is. I don't want to call it a midlife crisis, but have you always had a passion for this? What does the Mrs. Hodge think about it?
Always had a passion. She's probably leaning more towards the midlife crisis issue. But God love her. She's always been supportive of my ambitions and my dreams. She thinks this one is completely bonkers. But we'll see how we go. We'll see what happens in the future, Raunak. Okay?
All right. I wish you well, Hodgie. Ben Laughlin's watching. He enjoyed the Mango mention. Wasn't he with you, Ben Laughlin? Did he come down and play that road safety series?
Yeah, he was there. He was ringing in the last minute, and
that's not fair. I mean, didn't Ben Laughlin just play last year's Big Bash? What's he doing with all the older guys?
Well, he's still playing. He's still playing this year. So that was brought up by a few opposition teams. Having said that, though, he got absolutely smoked. Kulawitharana pumped him everywhere. This is a guy that goes for 6 and over in Big Bash and around world cricket. Kalu pasted him everywhere. It was amazing to watch. I loved it.
Oh God, tells you something about the standard of the Big Bash League, the alarming standards of the Big Bash League, isn't it, Hodgie? Anyway, no.
Oh no, he's pretty good at what he does when he's switched on. Right, he's one of the better performers. I must.
No, I'm just carrying the IPL flag on. But anyway,
I could make a comeback. Is that what you're saying? Me and the Mango, we could partner up.
I think there's room for everyone in 2020 cricket, especially with Rakeem Cornwall's rise in cricket. And you never know. You've got some friends in the IPL.
Imagine the Mango, Shane Lee, and the Magenta of the Sydney Sixers. That'll look pretty funny, I must admit.
You'll have to change the name. But anyway. All right, brilliant. So, Hodgie, it's time for a rapid fire now. You know how this works. I throw a question at you. First thing that comes to mind, you just fire away. Even if it gets you into trouble, nobody cares. No one's watching. So, you ready?
Oh, sure. I've heard that before.
All right, let's go.
Day. Righto, let's go.
All right, let's go. First one. If you weren't a cricketer, what do you think you would have been?
Formula One race car driver.
If you had to pick, if you had to pick one English cricketer to spend the lockdown with, who'd you pick?
Oh, I would never have said this, but I'm going to say KP.
Are you serious, Hodgie? Are you out of your mind?
Because you just need some. You don't have to talk. He just talks. So you could be there for 4 months, locked down. KP just talks. So you just don't have to do anything. That's awesome. KP.
All right. One food item you cannot get enough of.
Ooh. New Zealand lamb.
All right. Best film or web series you've seen of late?
Oh, I watched Michael Jordan.
Last Dance.
Yeah, Last Dance was pretty good. And before that, look, what I do watch, I know there's only one answer, but I'm just going off on a tangent here.
Go on.
I've been watching a lot of Danish crime things on Netflix. So the problem is you have to read the subtitles. So I'm busy trying to read the subtitles. And anyway, that's what I've been doing with my time in lockdown.
All right. One holiday destination you can keep going to again and again.
Gold Coast. I'd love to be a Gold Coast gangster for sure. It's my second dream.
Best captain you played under?
Ooh, I'd have to think. I'd say Rahul Dravid.
Biggest influence on your cricket career?
Probably my family.
Okay.
Yep.
Smartest cricketing brain according to you?
Smartest cricketing brain. Wow. This needs some thought, actually. It's not Jimmy Faulkner. It's not Sean Tate. Smartest cricketing. I'd say Ashwin's pretty smart, actually.
Okay. Who has the best sense of humor in cricket, according to you?
Best sense of humour. We had the big ship, Simo, who used to open the batting for Adelaide Strikers. Didn't often say much, the big ship, but when he did, it was pretty funny. He was a funny man.
I've heard that Andrew Simons has been mentioned a few times in this question, so
Yeah.
I can see where you're coming from. The best T20 dressing room you were part of?
Oh, I'd say Rajasthan Royals.
All right. Toughest bowler you've ever faced?
Toughest, it's probably a two-part question. Seema, Glenn McGrath, when he was younger, and Murali Dhuran, the first time I ever faced him.
All right. One batsman from today's generation that you would have loved to bat alongside?
Andre Russell.
Your test double 100 at Perth or dismissing Rohit Sharma in the World T20 in Dhaka, the sweeter memory for you?
No doubt dismissing Rohit Sharma. It was unbelievable. I could not believe it when Darren Lehmann said, I'm going to open the bowling for Australia. I said, mate, you've actually got rocks in your heads. This is the stupidest idea you've ever had in your life. Anyway, Rohit Sharma shell 1 to point. First over was amazing. That was the highlight of my cricketing life.
All right. If you were made chairman of the IPL, your first decision would be to?
Pay those from Kochi Tuskers who haven't got their money yet.
This is brilliant. If you were made owner of the Kings 11, your first decision would be to?
Reappoint me.
That's a slight conflict of interest, but okay. I get that.
Probably, it'd probably have to, what's that integrity unit? They'd probably have to go through that and see if you could do it, and then you'd give up the chairman and then become coach again. That's how you do it.
All right. On that note, playing in the IPL or playing in the BBL?
Oh, IPL.
Coaching in the IPL or coaching in the BBL?
Coaching in the IPL, even though it is pretty stressful and tough.
All right. The orange and purple of the Kochi Tuskers or the colors that we made you wear last year during the IPL at Cricket Firm?
Oh, both were equally disgusting. But I'd say that the Kochi uniform shrunk pretty drastically over the course of 10 weeks in IPL. So I'd have to say that the rubbish you gave us at Cricinfo would be the winner. Yes.
For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, check out the post I put out with Brad Hodge, and you'll see some of those magnificent colors that only Hodge could have carried off. Anyway.
All my mates thought it was a joke. You know. Oh, dear. We had some fun putting those clothes on, I must admit.
You bet. All right. Very quickly. KKR or Rajasthan Royals?
Ooh, Rajasthan Royals.
Melbourne or Sydney, the greatest Australian city?
What? That's not a question. Just make the statement. The statement is Melbourne is the best city. It's done. That's it. Hands down.
All right. Smith or Kohli?
Oh, Kohli.
Okay. Coaching or commentary?
Commentary.
Beer or wine?
Neither. I'm off it at the moment.
Why? For your motorsport thing?
No. Just wife's given up for maybe 6 months. I'm just tagging along with her.
She's given up on the alcohol, or she's given up on you?
Let's go back to the glory days. I would say beer. There's nothing better than a beer after hard days, 6.5 hours in the field.
Good man. Good man. First thing that comes to mind when I say the IPL?
Ooh, hot.
T10.
Never heard of it. What? T10. There's only one comp in the world, isn't there? T10. That one in Dubai.
In the UAE. Yep.
Yeah. See, I blanket disregard anything that I've never been involved in.
Fair enough,
mate. Yeah.
All right. Rahul Dravid.
Oh, Superman. Okay. Good man.
Ricky Ponting.
Legend.
Stats and data in cricket.
Relevant and important.
Cricinfo.
Love. Passion.
Rugby or football?
Rugby? No, football. Do you mean football as in soccer or Australian rules football?
I've thrown this one in from one of our watchers right now. He's thrown in rugby or football. So,
I'll say
yeah,
Australian
yeah.
rules football. There you go.
All right, and finally me.
Oh, you've thrown me off there.
I know. Be nice, Hodgie.
I can't just put one word in there. I'd say likable, lovable person with great knowledge and becoming extremely powerful too.
Really?
Sort of, yeah, I think you're sort of like a BCCI president without the tag. I'll be honest, you know.
Right. And now we know that you're losing it a bit, Hodgie. This is definitely go back to the beer and wine. This is definitely the midlife crisis. And I can't think of whatever else that I agree with. But this was fun. I thought you did very well, Hodgie, in your rapid fire. Well done, mate.
All right, cool. I'm glad I was positive. That's the
yeah.
way.
And have I now shown you a new world? Are you going to become the next InstaLive sensation? Are you going to now start doing this? You can do this on your own. You don't even need someone at the other end. It's not like
I've never seen it, so I'm looking at all the questions that actually come up and stuff as well in the comments, and some of them just bring back. Geez, they haunt you, don't they? With some of the memories, these dudes, they love it. It's brilliant.
It's a kinder platform, though. I'll give it that. I've been on it. I haven't been on it for a long time either, but it's kinder than Twitter. And there's always the block button, so just get rid of whoever annoys you. So
I like it. I reckon it's good. I hope the feedback's good and everyone enjoys it. So
okay, your BCCI president's carrying on.
2035. I told you, this is it. This is the future.
So
Watch
you can
out,
tell.
Dada.
You can.
Dada.
You can. If it happens, you heard it here first. But if the likelier outcome is that everyone's just losing it a bit, Hodgie, in this lockdown, so they're all agreeing with the nonsense that you've just thrown out there. But no, this has been great fun, Hodgie. Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's been good actually. So, as I said, I was nervous. I haven't slept for 2 days thinking about the outcome of tonight. So, I've been up studying. I was expecting a few more tougher questions, but it's been lighthearted and enjoyable, and been good fun. I'm always I'm looking at this. Yeah, I'm loving this. I'm going to promote this. This dude just says you'll get your money if you become BCCI president. Yes.
I'll pay you with interest, mate. I'll pay you with interest. Imagine 2035 after 17 years of interest. That'll take care of. You can buy your own motorsport league.
Well, that is true because I hear it is compounding at 18% per annum. So that's a lot of bread to be had there.
All right. Brilliant. Hodgie, you take care, mate. This was great fun. We'll catch up again soon.
Thanks, Raunak. Take care.
Cheers.
Bye-bye to everyone in lockdown. Take care and hope your families are well.
Cheers, Hodgie. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Abahab, Anaf, thanks for your questions. And yes, I will be putting this on my story. That's what I do with all the Insta Live. So you can rewatch it. I'll also be posting it on YouTube by the end of the day. So that'll be the forever then to follow. Thanks again for watching. Ian O'Brien is going to be on Tuesday. After that, I might take a bit of a break from this. But there's one more lined up Tuesday. So join me then. And hope you enjoyed it. And take care. Stay safe. Take care of your families. And have a good Sunday. Bye.